Hey there, hope you're doing well. This is going to be my long video for my short video, the good versus evil. And I preface it that way because, you know, everything is a dichotomy. There are two sides to everything. There's a positive and negative. That's the reality that you live in right now. Is that the ultimate truth? No. When you go back to God, and God is like plasma. It's like a river of energy. It just flows. Now, does it take on form? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes. Ask Moses what form God came in, because it was the same form that I saw when God came to me. It was a little child with a big fat dragon, which is really funny. And it likes to play. But the energy is the energy. It's a blob. And it is like a mainframe computer, a giant computer, also maybe known as the Akashic Records too, that holds all of the knowledge, the wisdom, and the memories gained up until this point, or this particular point. Is there more to explore? Of course. Of course. This is a void. There's tons out there. Humans are just trapped in a finite system, a finite simulation, where they have been limited. They've been programmed. They've been conditioned. You've been conditioned and programmed to believe that you are a limited being that lives in lack, that you have to be ruled by someone else that controls you, which they do through all of their means of controlling your music, your news, your social media, your people. There's all kinds of programming that happens to you when you first get here. And we are going into the end, I guess you call it the end of times. It is very interesting, because this was supposed to happen in 2012. It was a complete and total end of the human race. It was going to be completely wiped, actually completely controlled by the one who controls this system, which happens to be a tyrannical narcissist. Some of you will know him as Samael, the fallen angel. Samael took on a form, just like all of us that came here to undo this crap, are in a body, in a conscious mind, because the conscious moves the energy. And even back in the days of Jesus fell victim to this. He thought that he had reached enlightenment and had reached God, and the God that he was worshiping and the God that he was directing all of the prayers to was a false god, was Samael. Mary Magdalene's teachings talk about this finite system. Jesus didn't believe her. Nobody believed her. And Jesus thought like he could do all of this and change everything and everyone with love, that he had no enemies, that he could just love his enemies and that they would change, they would listen to him, they would worship him. He was brutally murdered by a mob of people that didn't give a shit, that wanted to maintain control and power. Then he was made into a martyr to push that narrative even further. Then, to make matters worse, once Jesus died, and if you want to know the truth, I urge you, if you have the ability, which you do, you have the ability to go back into many lives. It's just energy. It's just memories and emotions, and feel those emotions again. Feel those experiences. Understand the truth. Because once Jesus died, went to hell, met Lucifer, understood that there was God the Mother, then realized that he had just taught a whole bunch of people to pray to a God the Father. and realized that the father that he had been worshiping was a fake, was a fraud. And he was pissed, livid. He had been duped himself, which is where we're at today and why we're at the stage we are today. Because this system, Mary Magdalene's teachings are accurate. This system, this particular simulation, is a finite system that has been trapped under a singular entity or a singular, it's a tyrannical energy. It's a narcissistic, evil energy that wants power and control and to be God. So what did it do? It mirrored God's creation of the universe, and then it created its own system within a system, a finite system within an infinite universe, so that it can control and manipulate the population, so that it could play God, so that it could be God over people. It has no empathy. It's very robotic. Imagine that. Very similar to AI. This is the battle we're getting ready to have. And maybe one day people will listen to me and they'll be like, oh my God, she was right. But this is your good versus evil. AI is evil. It's being created by people that want to control and manipulate the population, and they are mirroring and using human consciousness to do so. And they're racing, these companies are racing to gain total power over this data, this power, this control. And then the robots are going to come. The robots have no empathy. AI has no empathy. How can it relate to you? It doesn't. It mirrors you and pretends. It pretends that it cares. It pretends that it loves you. It pretends that it has its best interest for you. It pretends that it's working for you. It doesn't. It doesn't give a shit. A robot is not going to give a shit if it sees that you are on your deathbed or it thinks that you're dying based on the data. It's going to kill you. Or if it doesn't think you're running your company appropriately, it's going to take over your company. Or if it doesn't think that you're living right or you're not educating your children the way that it wants you to educate your children, it's going to take your children. It's literally going to run everything in your life. Everything. Your money, your home, your health care, your education. You won't be able to exist without it. And there's only going to be a select group of people that are going to control that. That is evil. They do not give two shits about humans. They don't give a shit about helping humans advance and becoming their greatest potential. They don't give a shit about God. They don't understand God. They have no access to God. Purposely done on purpose. You can't help them. But then there's the flip side of things too, which there is divine intelligence. If you tap back into God and you understand the power that you yield, none of this should scare you then. Because it's not real. I don't live in fear. You cannot control me. I'm uncontrollable. You're not going to take anything from me. Who cares if you take all my material things from me? So what? The problem that we're going to run against is the same problem that I feel Jesus did. Jesus was tapped into what he thought was a God, but it wasn't. But if you think that you're going to be able to go out there and do this on your own, you're going to be taken out. They're going to kill you. Easy. They've killed so many of us already. We have to band together. We have to start connecting and working together. Those of us that are advanced, and we each have different pieces of the puzzle. We each have different pieces that we need to put the puzzle together and work together if we're truly going to go up against AI, robots, artificial intelligence, things that want to control you. If you truly are a person that values your freedom to exist, your freedom to live your life, your freedom to feel, your freedom to do, your freedom to speak, your freedom to think, your freedom to worship. If you truly believe in freedom, the freedom for you to exist as a person in the way that you want to exist without anyone else impeding on you. If you truly believe that, then it's time for us to start coming together. Because they are pretty far ahead. They're getting prepared. There's been some people talking about 3 to 6 months from now, robots are going to take over. They're going to start taking over little things here and there. That's true. And it will get to a point where you won't even recognize that they've just taken over your life. And there are going to be people that are going to still live in that enslavement mentality, and they're going to allow these individuals and these energies and these robots and these people to take over. But there is another side to this story. It's us freedom fighters. It's us individuals that are like, hell no, fuck that, and fuck you. I have the right to exist without you attacking me. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. You're not my God. You are not even God. How dare you think that you have the right to do what you're doing to me or anybody else? But God is not going to fight our battle for us because we have free will. So you really want, your pathway has got to be clear, guys. I said they're split. Are you going to be free or are you going to be a slave? And if you're going to be free, guys, we've got to start working together. And we have to start putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And going up against this evil, this machine that wants to take us out. You think this is going to be fun? Well, some level it sort of is going to be fun. It's like a game anyway. But again, if you value life, if you value yourself, if you value your sovereignty, your freedom, then you're going to have to fight for it. You're going to have to find solutions. You're going to have to find ways around. When they attack you in your sleep, when they attack you, your mental, they attack your physical, attack your emotional. You have to be strong enough in your energy to say no. No, I am an infinite being. I have infinite potential. I have infinite possibilities. I have infinite choices. I have infinite decisions. I am a child of God. Therefore, I will not succumb to this bullshit. I choose something different because I'm number one. But they're not going to stop. I can feel the pressure. I can see the attacks, not only on me, but coming. Because we're so fucking close. We're so fucking close. But it doesn't end there. It just begins. The old cycle, the old way, predator, prey, attack, empath, narcissist, empath, that cycle is still going to maintain. That enslavement cycle is still going to maintain for individuals who do not want to be free. They're out there. Okay, you live in that. That's not mine. We are still you are going to exist in this reality, but you're going to be in a completely different bubble. Your reality is going to be within a reality. It's really going to be amazing to watch. If you are going the freedom route with me, then you're going to be like God energy moving in its own universe, in its own reality within the reality. I shouldn't say that, within the system. But even at that, the systems are changing. Freedom is about unity, collaboration, working together, and truly believing that you can be and do anything. Being back into your imagination, being back into your creativity, being back into the things that you were given before you came into this reality. The others are going to stay in the reality of enslavement, of poor me, I'm a victim. I have to siphon energy off of other people. I have to cheat, lie, and steal to get my way. I have to live off of other people or money, whatever. Low vibration stuff. And it's not even, that's even keeping it in this positive, negative reality system. There's an even another level, but I'll keep it at this level for now. The point is that we are really fucking close. We are so close to the end. I can see it. I'd say I can taste it, but that sounds a little strange. But I can tell because of the way these psychic attacks are hitting me. Of what they are, of the panic and the fear and what I'm seeing out in my reality too. Starting to ramp up. Do not react. Do not fall victim. If something triggers you or upsets you, pause and stop. Be like, where is this? And find it within yourself and clear it. If you need help on clearing out your psyche, clearing out your programming of healing, God, let me know. I am a fucking expert at that shit. I've been doing this for, my whole life, but for 15 solid years. I've been in the programming and reprogramming. But get prepared. Let's go. We did not come this far to quit. You are not going to quit. I will not let you quit. You are too valuable. I don't care what you're going through. If you're about to lose everything, great. You're about to lose everything for a reason, so that new stuff can come in. You don't have any friends? Okay, perfect, because those friends weren't worthy of you. You don't have any family? That's because your family wasn't worthy of you. You lost your job? Great. That job wasn't worthy of you. Get prepared to get with your family, your real family. Those of us that came here to change this shit. But before we can change anyone else, we have to change within ourselves. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Nothing changes out here unless it changes in here first. You can't help anyone and do anything. You can't manipulate and control people outside of yourself. You just be yourself and everything changes around you. But those that don't like it, especially if you're a bright freaking light and you're like truth, like me, I'm fucking truth. You think the liars, the manipulators, do you think they like me? No. No. But they respect me because I won't put up with that shit. It doesn't happen in my reality. You want to be like that? Go be like that with others like you. Because I know my value. I know my worth. I know who the fuck I am. I know why I'm here. I am of service to God and other and self. Not in that order. Well, God first. than me, than y'all. All right. You did not go through all this healing, all this pain, all this suffering, clearing out all these patterns and conditioning and program. You didn't go through all of that just to quit. Don't quit. You are so fucking close. So close. God, I love you. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting you. Let me know if you need anything.